20 years later, I'm even sadder that Star Trek Enterprise Season 5 didn't happen because of these three planned stories. It's been 2 decades since Star Trek Enterprise left television, and even now, I can't help but feel the sting of what could have been. The show was canceled in 2005, just as it was finally finding its footing. For 4 seasons, Captain Jonathan Archer Scott Bakula and the crew of the NX-01 carved out their place in Trek lore, bridging the wild frontier of early exploration with the noble Federation we'd come to know in later series. And while the finale left fans divided, the stories planned for a 5th season promise something truly special. Over the years, writers and producers have revealed bits and pieces of what Enterprise Season 5 might have explored. And the more I learn, the more bittersweet the show's premature end feels. Here are 3 planned storylines that, had they made it to screen, might have turned Enterprise into the crown jewel of early 2000s Trek. 1. The return of the Romulan War arc. When Enterprise ended, fans were still waiting for one of the most pivotal events in Trek history: the Earth-Romulan War. The seeds had already been planted in the 4th season, with storylines about the mysterious Romulan Star Empire testing advanced drone ships and manipulating conflicts from the shadows. Season 5 was supposed to take those seeds and let them blossom into a full-scale war arc. This wasn't just going to be a single episode or a one-off skirmish. The Romulan War would have been the Enterprise version of Deep Space Nine's Dominion War, a serialized, sweeping storyline that would push the NX-01 to its limits. Imagine Archer, still learning to balance diplomacy and command, thrust into the role of a wartime captain. Imagine Topple torn between her Vulcan upbringing and her loyalty to her human crewmates as Vulcan itself is pulled into the conflict. Imagine Trip Tucker's engineering genius being tested against the relentless Romulan war machine. Most importantly, this war would have been the crucible that forged the Federation. According to producers, the endgame of Season 5 would show how Earth's fragile alliances with Vulcan, Andoria, and Teller evolved from uneasy partnerships into a united Federation, born not out of convenience, but out of necessity. This arc could have been the definitive missing piece of Star Trek history. 2. The rise of the Andorians, and Shran joining the crew. One of the best additions to Enterprise was Jeffrey Combs' fan-favorite character, Shran, the fiery yet noble Andorian commander. Across multiple appearances, Shran went from rival to reluctant ally, and eventually, a trusted friend of Captain Archer. According to executive producer Manny Coto, Season 5 would have given us what fans had always wanted: Shran as a series regular. Yes, the plan was to bring Shran aboard the NX-01. Picture it, Shran serving as an advisor or observer from Andoria, but really becoming the heart of the crew. His rough-around-the-edges personality would have clashed hilariously with Malcolm Reed's stiff professionalism, and his prickly friendship with Archer would have only deepened as they fought side by side. But beyond the humor and camaraderie, Shran's inclusion would have elevated the political stakes. The Andorians were not exactly stable allies. Shran himself admitted as much. With him on board, every mission would carry the weight of diplomacy, as his presence symbolized Andoria's tentative trust in Earth. His character could have given us a front-row seat to the Federation's founding from an outsider's perspective. Honestly, I can't think of a bigger missed opportunity. Shran could have been Enterprise's Worf, a character who starts as the alien adversary and becomes an iconic bridge between cultures. 3. The origins of the Borg and the Mirror Universe. While Enterprise had already dipped its toes into the Borg and Mirror Universe, Season 5 was reportedly going to expand on both in fascinating ways. First, the Borg. Remember the frozen drones left behind in Regeneration? Those weren't just a one-off tease. The writers hinted that Season 5 would revisit them, possibly tying their presence more directly to the next generation's Borg menace. This wouldn't have been about a full-on invasion that would break continuity, but a more subtle look at how humanity first brushed up against assimilation. Imagine Archer struggling to comprehend a threat with no diplomacy, no peace, only cold mechanized hunger. It could have been chilling. And then there's the Mirror Universe. Enterprise gave us the spectacular 2-parter In a Mirror, Darkly, which showed how the Terran Empire acquired the Defiant from the original series. Season 5 was going to continue exploring the fallout of that twist. A stronger Terran empire armed with advanced Constitution-class technology? That's a recipe for chaos. We might have even seen a dark parallel to the Federation's birth, an empire expanding under tyranny, while Archer's Prime Universe crew worked to build unity.